Welcome back to Refrain Chord. So let's continue with the main story.
It's time to refrain.
Start because
we're friends. Okay, and now, ladies and gentlemen, this cutscene lasts, I'm not kidding you, 15 minutes.
Oh, alright, I'm
When
guessing
did we got Metal Gear?
See, here's the thing.
This is...
Go on.
I'm guessing this is a main plot cutscene.
Main plot cutscene, yeah. It's just that I'm gonna talk about it after, so I can't explain my problem until it's over, so I'll wait till that.
Okay,
if
there's a...
Go on.
If there's like a good purpose to it being this lengthy, then very well.
They're wrangling something for... But anyway, go on, Pedro.
It's more so... Okay, we're about to meet... well, technically we already met him because the game showed him to us.
Ibfreet?
Yes, Ibfreet.
He's about to meet the party.
They're wrangling an animal in order to kill it for dinner, I think.
Yes, especially to help feed the children.
Oh, a pig, okay. Just pretending they were... Okay, so I guess we're an Asterix plot now. We're hunting boars.
I wish.
Oh wait, I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I know how this goes. First I need to set up the campfire and then prepare the meat.
It's a shame we're not catching fish, otherwise I could make a Dragon Ball Z Kakarot joke. We got to catch the fish with the fishing minigame, and then we have to roast it on the...
not Sonic Frontier joke, huh?
Yeah, I guess we could make that one too, but like in terms of roasting big fish, I think it fits better with this.
Okay.
Well, technically now there is also that roasting
yeah, the Monster Hunter one.
Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter, yeah.
Oh, how good of them.
To be fair, I kind of get what she's saying.
Oh no, sure.
Mariana wants
but I do understand the people who might not feel like it. It's not a profession. Again, being a butcher of animals, it's not something that everyone can do. You kind of need a special kind of god, and you probably need to do therapy regularly still. You know, just saying. Again, I gotta love it. AJ is the character, but you know, seems to understand better everyone's like psychological conditions. Damn.
Dude, AJ can make a killing as a therapist, honestly. Yes, Rin, that is the path of an anime protagonist.
There we go. I did not like the way you said that.
Ibfreet, is there something you want to tell us? You can come out anytime, you know. Oh my god, he's a yandere.
Oh no.
We have ourselves the male yandere.
Oh my god, the new CG!
Damn.
He's even got the eye glare with it too.
Oh my god, it's male Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Can't Mariana and Rin take care of him? I mean, they outnumber him.
I get the idea. The rest, if the rest of the party arrives, it's for the better. We don't know his strength level, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. If they want to establish that Ibfreet is somehow like super duper powerful, it's like too much of a big power level compared to the others, then I feel like they should properly establish it in some other way, because I don't feel like the game doesn't make that clear. Because from my perspective, Mariana, Rin, and even Zagi could join forces and overwhelm him by sheer numbers.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, granted, that's from a meta perspective. For the character's perspective, yeah, they probably want to play it safe, especially since we have had a few encounters where the whole party has been overpowered for one reason or another, so best to play it safe. Especially seeing as how Ibfreet seems to be bug nuts crazy.
Wow, he really is a yonder. Holy
Okay,
shit.
Zagi, did you leave this man at the altar or something? Cause Jesus Christ.
That's the thing. Like, yeah.
He lacks a sound mind. Yeah, no shit.
Who hurts you, Ibfreet? Was it the snake?
The Institute. Remember, people in this are indoctrinated to be fencers and only think of battle and all that shit.
It's simple storytelling. I mean, if you see in Full Metal Jacket, you know this kind of damage that military academies do to people.
Yeah, basically.
Part of me does wonder if he may have been mentally damaged before the Institute experimented
Some people,
on him.
well, it's more.
Not that the game tells. Not that the games tell. Not that the game tells us. I can say that.
Some people are more, unfortunately, you know, vulnerable to that. Sure, some people are able to resist and not crack. Others are not as lucky.
I still
It's
cannot.
something that happens.
I still cannot.
I do.
Go on.
I do get the feeling that there is still some context we're missing with Ibfreet and Zagi. So
No, we'll get we'll get set context. Don't worry.
Right, a good friend,
Just a
nothing
friend.
else.
No, to be fair, they actually don't go there. To be fair, but
really,
surprisingly,
It seems like it.
I can tell you
really
that
does.
I can tell you that that's not what they're going. There's even a skit where AJ asks him directly, and he says, "No, we're not like that." I'm not kidding. The
He's
game.
real. Damn, friends forever, I guess.
So basically,
I guess this is a good PSA for codependence, I guess.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are they yaoi baiting?
Potentially.
no. We already had the UI subplot, Jova.
No.
It's
Yaoi
more
baiting.
essentially the idea, Pedro.
Yeah, no, okay, you're right. Never mind. I know what it is. It's
Sorry.
I know what it is. It's just that
What were you trying to say before then?
I still cannot. I still cannot get over how lazy Sui's design is.
What are you
What are you,
talking about? It's a
snake?
snake.
But that's the problem. If you're gonna make it a snake,
Pedro.
at least make it a big, super creative-looking snake or something. No, just a generic snake that feels like it came out
Pedro,
of.
it's a white snake.
So?
Of course.
And yet, I want to remind you, Pedro, that snake still has more different facial expressions than Sangari or Ryushin.
And I think you already told us, but we don't see his pairized form. I guess.
No. I've actually already recorded the part where I show his fairized form.
And I guess
weird
it's still
that they
not
never-
impressive.
Not really, no. Well, remember, Tail. When you fairize, the fairy goes into the fury anyway, so it's not like you would be able to see the fairy on that anyway.
Fang gets a Sentai armor.
Oh no, they get Sentai armors too, but they're
That's
not.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Usually.
they're not particularly great. I can tell you that much.
I do find it weird that the story never shows their. Well, okay, like, I mean, in gameplay, sure, but it's weird that the story never has, like, bits or sprites of them in their fairized form. Because
Yeah,
because-
did get fairized forms in the first.
Because, Jova, that would require creating new sprites with them with the fairized form.
Well, you made new sprites already, so why not? Anyway, what was that you noticed about Rin to you?
Yeah, Rin, you wanna get away if you. Well, to be fair, no, she's
Yeah.
capable of fighting.
So it's again okay. I understand. Let me put it this way. I feel like okay. Even okay, fine. Let's concede that Ibfreet is super powerful and way more powerful than everybody here. Okay, fine. We'll grant that. I still think the girls should still join together and at least try to overwhelm them together. At least try, because
Okay, to be fair. Sorry.
because Rin, Tiara, and Mariana are posed as strong fencers who are perfectly capable of fighting. Therefore, I feel like we should at the very least have them at the very least try to beat them together.
Well, I think I understand what you're saying. Remember, this is not too long after the party got ass whooped by Bernard too. So maybe they're also a bit more risky into, just charging in.
Like, one, again, they probably want to be cautionary, because, they have seen that there can be people and fencers who can overpower even the whole group, so the more the merrier. And also, going at this from the narrative context, my take is like, well, either way, you want to have somebody go get Fang and company anyway, even if some are gonna fight. It's just that my guess is like, they probably would have fought if the cutscene didn't go as it does, because I assume by the end of this cutscene, Fang and company will be back and then we fight.
I will get back to you in a moment.
This guy is messed up.
Yep.
I kept rebuilding your body.
And as you can probably guess, the game is not exactly genius in tackling the term of indoctrination. So
I will say, like, I kind of get what they were trying to do because they wanted a new mechanic and someone potentially, related in terms of friendship to Zagi, to expand his role too. But I think this role could have been fit by Zenke.
yeah, oh my God, he's right.
Doesn't seem to care for Zagi.
And he already. Let's put
Well,
aside the
give me a moment.
in this
Give me a moment.
game.
Well, Jova, that's what the fact that this is an altered timeline is for. You could just make it so that both of them are friends in this timeline.
Not just that, Jova. Let's take aside the fact that Zenke has already a character arc. Imagine if he did not add one. He also already has a fairy on his own. The idea behind it is that this needs to be someone who, was in the academy as Zagi and became an artificial fencer via this, forced indoctrination process, potentially making them insane, as a result. That's why I understand why it needs to be a new character, but it kind of feels like you could have just combined the two.
Yeah, you could have easily made it Zenke.
Oh, by the way, Pedro, the story did mention a detail here that, unfortunately, given the people that are here, only Rin and AJ can fairize, since we either have only the fairy or the fencer, not any of the pairs.
Though,
I guess that's.
Why couldn't Bahus go warn the others? Harley's not here, so.
I guess.
This guy says he's a fencer more than that guy out of the Good Doctor says.
I am not weak.
Okay,
But AJ is here though, so Rin can fairize.
Yes. But like they said, they're the only one that can fairize, so admittedly the strength and numbers thing does kind of go out the window, and I guess technically they are fighting cutscene-wise, we're just not in gameplay.
Apparently he wounds them deeply to the blood, covered in blood, but again, we can't see this because the game has no spine.
I forgot, what is the rating?
I'm pretty sure it's T.
Any more attacks and they really will die.
Okay,
But believes people will die.
I'll tell you this much, Jova. Any rating for this game above T is ridiculous because there's nothing in this game that warrants an M at all.
Okay, I guess mentioning of sexual content to some degree, but that would be at best a Peggy 16 here in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, to get like an M rating, you gotta mention something like disemboweling or dismantling someone piece by piece, or get into incredibly gory.
So now, pretend that you see Tiara hugging him from behind, holding him. Couldn't you put Tiara Sprite behind Ibfreet? That would have been a better way to convey that. You can even do basic posing and staging. Jesus Christ, game.
Guessing, what does it say that I felt more of the impact in the first Ace Attorney game, which arguably had less assets to work with during the part where Von Karma tasers both Phoenix and Maya, despite,
Yes, Fang.
Despite arguably them having less, all they have is essentially the sprite with Von Karma holding a taser, but they were still able to get the attack scene through arguably better than this current gen game. A game that may remind you is as old as the Game Boy Advance era.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fang's here, now we can turn the tide.
Of course. Look, I understand trying to, lift a little bit the tone, but as told by the game themselves, the two people are covered in blood and wounded. Maybe you can have this banter after the battle?
My take has been that that's Fang's way of trying to disguise, he really does care, and that he was actually there for
I get it. I'm just arguing the placement of it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest to you. I have to wonder, did the scriptwriter not get a clearer message to whoever was supposed to design
battle
these
goes
scenes?
here, possible.
I also wonder, because I definitely recall there being more bloody stuff in Admiral's
Yes,
Dark Force.
and you record
as well.
and you record well. You might remember that moment where Sherman secretly stabs Tiara, but even though the game only tells us that at the end.
That.
And as Teo said in that playthrough, it's obvious as the sun that it was Sherman who did it. But yeah, we see blood. We see Bernard getting impaled. Like there is more violence.
Right.
Yeah. So the first game, at the very least, did have the balls to at the very least have some decent amount of violent imagery. This game doesn't have that. This game doesn't really have anything like that to try to sell the gravity of the situation to you. Not
I
really.
actually wanted to say, so is it them being chickens or lazy? Because keep in mind,
Maybe both.
we know
Maybe
that-
both,
keep
yeah.
in mind, we know that they do have the bloody sprites. They could easily reuse those here if they wanted to. Just change which characters get damaged like
Okay.
that or not.
I'm guessing it's not Sony's censorship, because usually Sony's censorship is more about sexual content rather than violence content, right?
Well, we do remember they did censor.
Oh wait,
stuff for
oh yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, in that case, yeah, it could be Sony censorship actually, yeah.
But that means that the other versions, like the PC version, should not have these.
Oh no, but that's the thing too. That applies to the era between 2018 and 2019. In recent years too, ever since the turn of the 2020s, IDF Factory changed their modus operandi so that now all their games are made according to Sony's censorship policies. So even like
So that they don't have to censor them.
yeah, basically the games are now already from the beginning made with these policies in mind. So these games, so basically,
It's kind of like the quote-unquote ethic department.
like for example, you know how this game does not have the typical fan servicey stuff like Harley undressing herself and shit like that. The new Neptunia games also doesn't have the typical fan service you see in Neptunia. So it seems like the compile hard era of fan service is over. I just wish.
I remember that because if I recall correctly, that's the entire. That's one of the big reasons why the Saran Kagura creator essentially quit the gaming industry. Apparently.
Yeah.
Damn. Truly a legend has
Look,
been lost.
look. Let me put it this way. I understand. I'm against censorship. Trust me. I absolutely detest censorship. So I am not at all condoning Sony's policies. I wish Compile, like I said before in the previous part, I wish Compile Hard would have reached this conclusion on their own, that maybe it's time to cut down on this of their own volition. But oh well, what can I do? That being said, I'll tell you this much, Mr. Creator who quit. If the only way you can make good games in your mind is by having sexual fan service, that sounds more like a you problem, my friend. I mean...
I get it, Pedro. It's more of a case where, similar to Dead or Alive, part of the identity of Senran Kagura is about that. So it's kind of like, having only one half of a product.
Okay, fine. In that case...
Look at what happened to Dead or Alive 6 when they
Sure.
pulled down the fan service.
In that case, just make games for the Switch and PC then. I mean...
I mean, unfortunately, Sony
Let me see if I'll see if I can find the meantime the statement.
I mean,
It's kind of like what happened.
The Switch is outselling the PS5 in Japan anyways. I'm pretty sure Japan would expect that kind of stuff just fine on the Switch, wouldn't it?
I do get the feeling that at the time it wasn't as certain which was going to outsell when a lot of these games began development. And let's not forget, this has been an issue even beforehand. Like, remember the fiasco of Mortal Kombat, a game series that prided itself on having sexy outfits for both men and women. Suddenly cut down on the sexy for the women, but left the men with the sexy.
Kind of like Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah,
It's
like
Go on.
I mean, I will say this, and there are double standards, because we've seen that Sony have allowed explicitly sexual stuff on some of their more Western stuff.
Yeah,
Last of Us 2.
Part 2,
But
yeah.
it's like... So, yeah, I mean, to the guy who quits credit, I could see him quitting more so as just him being disgusted with the hypocrisy and just where the industry was going in that regard. To the point
And also
where...
the point of origin of the game, just saying too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if something is part of a series' identity, unless it's something that is absolutely morally wrong, I do feel that, yeah, it may not be for everyone, but it does have a certain audience. Now, if it's like something absolutely disgusting, skeevy, or whatnot, yeah, I can understand stuff being tempered there, but too many times are we seeing stuff being told that, oh, it's sexy, therefore it's lewd and depraved and must be destroyed, and yeah, that's becoming a recurring issue.
Yeah, now his gimmick is that he needs to kill Zagi because that's the only way he can be happy.
Oh, that's the reason, because I read about, skiving a bit to the character profile. There you go, Ethel apparently relates to him because
because of the institute.
I guess that's her arc in this time.
I'm guessing...
Not really, Theo. She doesn't really interact with Ibfreet. Not really.
Well, to be fair, okay. Sorry, go on, Joe.
I'm guessing due to the fact that Ibfreet is an artificial fencer, he also has to consume energy, kind of similar to what was going on with Ren and her brother before he finally burned out.
That's the thing, Jova. They never do that with Ibfreet. The whole thing that Ren consumes her furry brother, Sui doesn't have that in this game for some reason. Like,
no. But I assume that Ibfreet gets energy a different way, but still burns through it a lot. I mean, because remember, he's a more advanced fencer in the process, so obviously he wouldn't be as, inefficient as Rin was, but I assume he still has to get energy some way, somehow.
I guess.
Also, just to mention quickly, hold on. I'll just wait a bit.
Look at all that invisible blood that she's covered in.
Oh no! Her vital signs are almost down to nothing! Look at how she's standing she's at death's door!
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. If her vital signs are almost down to nothing, should she even be able to stand?
Okay, I think what, forgot the name. Yushin was saying was a double negative. They are not non-negative in a sense, but she's technically injured, but she's fine.
No, I get that, but he said literally that her vital signs are almost down to nothing. That means she's almost dead. You know?
Not only that, but the tone of
my god, seriously?
Is this really the right time to do this game?
No, it is definitely not.
As a matter of fact, it isn't.
It isn't.
Okay, yeah, as one of the people who's maybe been a bit nicer to this game,
it's like
no,
the trumpet theme really is a harbinger of this. Oh my god.
And the thing is, the trumpet theme does not have to be a harbinger of bad stuff, but this is why.
Of course,
this is why.
And Fang's compensation is the pig they were going to use for the children. Ha 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 ha.
You know, again,
Please,
the trumpet
why aren't
theme...
you laughing?
The trumpet theme in and of itself is not bad, and heck, it's supposed to be the casual theme, I get that, but stuff like this is the reason why.
It's like a Pavlovian reaction. I hear it and I instantly cringe.
Yes, because you remember those moments that it tends to ruin. Well, sure, yeah, I mean, despite the fact that some of us are cut, stabbed, and whatnot, let's still prepare that pig, guys.
I'm cut and covered in
blood. Go back to get patched up.
I mean, they look fine to me, Jova. Do they really need to be patched up?
Never mind, down she goes. Can his sprite at least fall?
Nope.
Close it up.
His sprite doesn't have any animation, so we can't do that.
I love how they can't even lower the sprite down.
Is it really that hard to move the sprite downwards in the screen? Does that really cost that much money to do that?
Alright, to the hospital with you guys.
Again.
Oh look, Fleur is tripping again.
Starting to notice a pattern here.
Yeah, I know, right?
What an odd thing to say.
Yes. Love? Shipping?
Yeah, where is Al? Oh, there he is.
He's right there, apparently. What?
Wait, if he was here all along, well, how come he didn't say anything? Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go, mysterious hooded man again.
女神のかけらの妖精も邪神の血を引くあの娘も以前よりファングへの思いが強くなっているのを感じます
Oh my god, is love actually going to be a plot point this time around?
Yes, it is. Actually.
Beautiful. Simply beautiful. I look forward to us beating the villains with the power of flippin' love.
To be fair, last time we kind of beat it with the power of friendship, so...
let me guess.
these are
Hold on.
Oh, I get it.
He'll be happy. Hold on. Hold on. You're telling me? Hold on. Go on.
Stop the press.
You mean the guy that invented someone and conveniently isn't telling the amnesiac creation of his about it as evil?
No, Tibbs. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. It's just Albert, the guy from the storybook that Mariana happened to read. Like, now, there's no reason to assume that is absolutely our Al.
It's
funny because I've seen a review recently. I've seen recently a review of Tales of Symphonia, and apparently there's something slightly similar to that, just, executed a bit better at least.
Oh no, Tales of Symphonia it does it better, I can tell you that once.
Just to mention quickly, because it was a thing that we mentioned previously, and I want to rectify while in the same part. Inichiro Takaki, the creator of Christian Kagura, after he left Marvelous, this in January probably said, he started working for Psy Games and has worked for Grand Blue Fantasy, Little No Sense of Paradise, and currently working for Project Awakening, Project GAM.
Okay.
So he's doing stuff.
Good for him.
You might have noticed how the chapter 16 screen now changed from a yellow background to a greenish.
It's a specific timeline, I guess.
Yes, because now we're in the. I mean, these routes don't really have a name that I could find. So
achievement particular.
No, they're not named.
Was there like an achievement tied to each?
No, there's no achievements tied to the routes, Jova. That, like I said, you would never know this game as an alternate storyline if you don't look it up on the internet. At least in the first,
Aaron, you gremlin, leave them alone.
In Advent Dark Force, you have to check the game's trophies / achievements to know that there are alternate routes. In this game, not even the achievements will help you. There is literally nothing in this game telling you that there's an alternate route. See, here's the thing too. Might as well bring up that thing that you said previously. Yes, like you said, that's the one and only dialogue choice you get in the entire game. So obviously, you have to think that there's something to that choice. Obviously, right? But at the same time, unless you really love this game to death, why would you go out of your way to replay it just on the off chance that choice somehow gives you something worthwhile? That's the thing. I just wish the game would at the very least convey the alternate route in some way.
What I'm confused by is the fact that not even in achievement points at the fact that
actually, yes, Chapter 25 clear says reach one of the endings.
Well, but that's the thing, Teo. By one of the endings, I thought they were talking about the multiple shipping endings. Because remember, aside from the two route endings, there's also the variation endings regarding. Because remember, when I saw that trophy, I just thought, okay, so I'm guessing by one of the endings they mean like if I choose between Fleur, Tiara, or Aaron, right? That's what they mean, I'm guessing. Because that's what it seemed to me. Like I just don't really, because those are technically also different endings because we have different cutscenes and for each of those options and everything, right? So I kind of assume that that's what they meant with endings. I just wish the game would be super explicit. Just tell me specifically this choice will give you a.
I think it could have worked better if there were two separate trophies instead. Chapter 25 A or B clear.
What Advent Dark Force did. I still don't think that should be enough for me personally. I still think there should be something in the game itself to explain that, and you shouldn't have to resort to, especially imagine you're playing the Switch version because the Switch games don't have achievements and trophies, right? So you wouldn't be able to tell from the trophies / achievements that there's alternate routes in Advent Dark Force, right? Just convey this shit in the game in some way. That's all I'm asking.
And honestly, I really could have sworn that there was some other dialogue choices. Maybe I'm thinking of Advent Dark Force and stuff, but I mean, I feel like at the very least, one, let you make one. I'd say have the game make an explicit save point before that decision to at least clue you in that, okay, this decision is very important. And two, I would have made that dialogue based off of a much more important choice, 'cause
that's the other thing as well. If the context of the choice was done in a much more grave, serious situation rather than just a casual conversation with Lola that comes out of nowhere, then maybe that would be a better way to make the player realize that there's this is some real deep thing that maybe I should also check what happens when I make the other choice. It's kind of like there's a choice at the end of Ghost of Tsushima, right? And there's no way you can be fooled into thinking that the other choice doesn't do something different, because the context of that choice is super serious, super dramatic, super important. Like, it's like the one major important, arguably the most important moment of the game. So obviously there's no way a player would not think to check what the other choice is. Whereas the choice in this game feels like a casual random thing, despite being actually important in unlocking half of the game's content. Like,
also, to sum up this dialogue, I kind of like the idea of his use reflect, and once again, Apple seems to, reflect upon herself on this. I think it would have worked better if this was the catalyst that let her join us. Probably would have sparked a bigger motivation.
Yeah.
But I'm also I was not expecting Zagi to actually receive this kind of, expanded backstory.
Yeah, he was done dirty in the Advent Dark Force, so I guess the new writer thought he could do something about that.
It is also a step that helps us understand why Ibfreet is the way it is, since those who were raised in the Institute were basically raised with the belief that you're either a fencer or you're less than worthless, essentially, which admittedly even Ethel points and draws up on, which does lead me to wonder, maybe we will see some interactions between Ethel and Ibfreet. Like, it's not amazing, but I will give credit. I am intrigued on where they'll go with Ibfreet's character.
Honestly, I'm kind of reminded of that choice that Treehouse used for the localization of Fire Emblem. I forgot the title.
Fire Emblem Free Hopes?
No, the other, not Awakening, the other one on the 3DS.
Oh, Fire Emblem Awakening.
No, the other. But whatever, I'll mention another time.
Are you talking about Fire Emblem Fates?
Yes, but again, I'll mention after this dialogue.
So yeah, Ibfreet's after Zagi and Mariana. Probably because he wants to kill Mariana too.
And Zagi because he's a dropout, apparently.
And because he loves Zagi as a friend.
Yes, just as a friend.
I hear that they're also cousins too. I love how that dub called them cousins, and yet had the dialogue be some of the most flirty, hot stuff ever. Like they knew what they were doing.
Remember, it's more easy to pretend the implication of instance rather than meeting an LGBT relation, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yes, incest is better than
the true American experience.
And it's like,
sorry, Joe, it was a bit too mean.
The only use that dub has is memes. That's all it's good for.
Yeah, speaking of localization stuff, lately I've been, since you guys know my, one of my interests is actually how Western things are localized into Japanese. I wonder what infamously bad examples there are about, because people like to talk a lot about the reverse, but again, I'm more interested in
no, it also
this
happens.
one because, well,
again, you guys are Sonic fans, so that happens all the time with that, from what I heard.
Yeah,
Transformers has a long history of getting pretty bad translations.
It's
or
still the same point,
into
however,
Japanese.
unfortunately. The original vision of the creator is distorted for usually, arbitrary reasons.
Like, there are some times where I'm okay with the original vision being a bit twisted to help it, like, but it's definitely a case-by-case basis. Point Ghost Stories. Like, I'm sorry. I will always prefer The dub.
Oh, no,
Those stories
everybody
are
does.
amazing.
I'm at least glad that new releases actually have you the choice of, of
Oh
choosing
no,
between
no,
the two.
no! Trust me. I actually tried to watch Ghost Stories in Japanese with accurate subtitles. It's boring. It's
Mind you,
so
there is stuff
boring.
badly, like the episode of The Painter, because The Painter is voiced by Vic Mignogna, so ouch.
I get that. I get that, but I'll still take that over the Japanese version because I'm not kidding you. The Japanese version is so crushingly boring. It's so
Also, to
boring.
once again get back to this dialogue, I also like this. Aside from expanding Mariana and Zagi, it also gives Fang a bit more of a decent moment, I guess.
You know, I will
Again,
give the.
I think the game would have benefited to have more moments like this and less, stupid trumpet theme moments.
I have noticed a pattern where every now and then a party member has to be hospitalized here and there. Though, granted, unlike the ultimate routes,
it's not like with Galdo, thank God.
Oh, Galdo got done so dirty. I mean, at least he lived, but he'll probably live the rest of his life crippled in that route. But yeah, I mean, every now and then we have a party member who's remanded to the hospital to show, okay, here's a serious threat, and we see how the party functions without them for a time being. Okay, that I can appreciate.
Oh wow! And also, we're trying to have a callback to Advent Dark Horse with Fang wanting to reason with Ibfreet.
You know what? Again, that is in character for Fang. He acts like he doesn't care, but he is genuinely a guy who wants to see the least amount of bloodshed possible.
I still partially agree with Pedro. I think we kind of needed a bit of a base of a backstory to also justify that. Like he said, honestly, they had the perfect excuse of saying that he's a construct, made from the goddess to save the world. It really would simply explain everything in just one thing.
Not even just that.
No, they don't do that.
It's not even just that. It's also the fact that in order for all of this stuff to work as well as it does, they needed to create a strong cast of characters, which I will argue they did not do. They made characters that are at best decent. So moments like these are fine in a vacuum, but in the context of the game, it's of the whole story, they're just mediocre to me. Like for example, Mariana got fatally injured. Right? I don't particularly find her to be that a particularly compelling character. Not really. Especially considering how late she comes into the party in Advent Dark Force. And again, she also comes into this party relatively late as well. So she doesn't really get much. Again, she had this thing here in this game where, I'm trying to sacrifice these children to save all the other children. But then she, you know what? Turns out I was wrong, and that's it. And that's basically the end of her arc.
To be fair, I'd argue Mariana has a good amount of time on the party since, remember, if I recall correctly, she joins the party pretty much as early as the start of, the time loop for the evil goddess route.
I don't remember the exact point in which she joins, but I don't think it's
it's not
that close.
No, it's not that close. It's actually.
I know that Noe is the last one that joins in
Noe.
that timeline.
Ironically, Noe is one of the better handled characters in this game, in my opinion, and that's the sad part.
That's what we'll have to find out, I suppose.
All right,
and the fact that he joins the party even later does speak volumes to that, but I guess we'll have to see what happens in the long run.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.